You gotta be able to pick. You gotta be able to make that play. You just, when it comes to this, you gotta be able to get that out of there. That's that quick hot. That's that pass that works constantly behind the ball, behind the back. It's tough for a defender to defend that play. Number one is lined up to the top, and we're playing a man coverage at the top. Hand off to number 4. Number 4 picks up the first down for the Rockets. We have a first down, Central Rockets. Before hit the hole pretty quick, body through, pick up. One thing about that, he picked up what he needed to pick up for the first down. He wasn't looking for the big play. He stayed stout, was patient, was able to weave his way through. Quarterback keeper, you can see that was a design quarterback keeper where we have flags on the field. We have some flags on the field. Flags are all over the place. We got a holding on the Rockets. Which will bring this ball back. Bring it back. Now see, you don't want to start going backwards with the Rockets. That's one with the Tornadoes. You don't want to start going backwards when it comes to this. You know, as you can see some of the speed that Tornadoes have when it comes to this defense. And the Rockets definitely won't want to spend time going backwards because with them being young, can they dig themselves out of a hole? Empty backfield, 3 wides to the right, number 1 up to the top. Ball is height, quarterback, quick pop pass, incomplete pass to number 19 for the Rockets. We're sitting. We got a blitz on. All the Tornadoes running back checks out to pick up the blitzer at the top. Quarterback drop back the pass. Oh, long bomb. Number 1 just off the fingertips of number 1. That would have been a spectacular catch. Just a little bit too much on that by the young quarterback. Number 1 was able to get in front of, like I say, when it's even, he's leaving, and that's what happened in that. The receiver got even, and he started leaving. And the defender, you can't give it back because he has no help over the top. The Tornadoes are bringing it. They're coming like we got a middle linebacker. He drops back. Linebacker drops back. Quarterback. Incomplete to number 85. Pass a little too high for number 85. Mr. Hester was not able to get up and pick up that. Needed to have about another inch on it in order to pick up that ball. This is what you call South Florida football at its finest. Central Rockets against the Booker T Tornadoes. And here we are, fourth and about 20 with 8 minutes and 39 seconds here to go in the first quarter of this exciting game here in South Florida at Nathaniel Trans-Power Stadium. They're coming. The Tornadoes are coming. Somebody looked like they might have got a hand on that one. And 11 downs. And now we get a chance to see the Tornadoes. And that strong offense led by Mr. Alexander comes on the field to see if they can get something going. But this is what we talked about when I told you earlier. The Central sputtered the last 2 weeks in the first quarter. The defense was able to hold on, and they were able to come back in a close game last week in the Georgia-Florida Classic. This is not the Georgia-Florida Classic. This is the 305, and these guys are going to play pretty tough. TH leads his guys on the field. Bunch formation. Spread formation. They was in the bunch, now they're in the spread formation. Pull wide to the left. Running back in motion. Flags on the field. Let's see. Encroachment on the defense. Encroachment on the defense. But this is, you can't, in a game that's this tight, you cannot make these kind of mistakes. You just can't. You can't give a guy, the guys that, with the Tornadoes, you can't give them this type of advantage. You just can't. Because this team will burn you if you help them, or you making it 1st and 5, you're going to put yourself in a hole here. Running back spreads to the right. Oh, here we go. Number 6 down the middle, as we call the Autobahn. He's down the middle of the field, as you call the Autobahn, and once you get even, he was leaving. 6 passes incomplete. Mr. Green didn't have the speed to pick up, to catch that ball. Number 3 brings the play in. Brings the play in the huddle. This is exciting football. This place is packed. Running back spread to the left of the offsides on the Rockets. Let's see what the ref brings up here because the Towers are on the field. And I said it earlier, you can't give Booker T this type of advantage. You help them in 2 penalties to get almost on their side. The Rockets 50-yard line. You can't give them this. You give them field position, and that can't happen when it comes to this type of a game. Bunch formation to the left. Spreading out. Quads to your left. Quarterback scramble. Oh, nice. Oh, did you see that? Oh. Now that reminds me a little bit of Russell Wilson. That reminds me of some Russell Wilson type of play. Quarterback make a couple guys miss, able to scramble, able to pick up about 2 yards on that play. Mr. Maurice Alexander, that guy reminded me of Russell Wilson scrambling out of there like that. That was exciting. That was exciting to see him able to pull a Houdini type of play when it comes to that. Spread to your left. Running back in the backfield. Handoff. Running back stuffed up. That looks like a no gain when it comes off to the right side. No gain for the Tornadoes. Mr. Walters, number 2, and the Rockets defense swarmed that play. And I told you in an interview earlier that this is going to come down to the Tornadoes offense versus the Rockets defense. The Rockets defense can fly around it pretty big up front. They was able to go on the road and help their offense to stay in games. Quarterback drop back to pass. Oh, interception. Picked off. Number 9 picks it off. Number 9 picked off. And if you look at that, it almost appeared as if the quarterback came out and stared down his receiver, and the DB was able to pick up on that and jump and play real quick. He jumped that real quick. The guy, he seemed to come out and he telegraphed that play. He dropped back and he looked up his receiver, and the DB was able to jump the route. You can't telegraph, even at this level, you can't telegraph. These defensive backs are getting smarter and smarter every time around. These guys are learning in programs early. Coaches are smart. The guys are getting good tutelage, and they're understanding how to read offenses. Quarterback drop back to pass. Quick pop pass to number 1. Number 4.
That completes the number 4, Anthony Jones.
Anthony Jones. Score is 0-0 here. 7 minutes, 11 seconds here in the first quarter. Second down and 10. Ball on the 37-yard line. Ball back to play. Oh, you can't do that. Ball is intercepted. Defensive back downs it in the end zone.
That penalty is declined, and the Tornadoes will take over after the interception. Pass was intercepted by number 14. Pass was intercepted by Cartavius Hudson.
Oh, the 2 comes out.
Flags are down. Flags are down. That was Mark Walton on the carry. Flags are down.
Let's go.
Preliminary signal holding on the offense.
Holding on the offense.
That's a 10-yard penalty from the spot. That was number 2 on the carry for the Tornadoes. Mark Walton. Timeout for a water break. And with that water break, I'd like to remind the fans that the concession stands are open. Concession stands open for your convenience. They have hot dog. You can get a hot dog combo with soda and chip for $3. That's a good deal. Hot dog, chip, soda, $3. Chicken combo, potato salad, and a soda for $5. You can get 3 chicken wings for $3. A hot dog for $1.50. Iceberg water, $1. Gatorade, $2. You got water, agua, and glue. They have those mini donuts. Jackson Brothers Burgers. Jackson Brothers Burgers. And the Miami Slush. And the, you can keep watching Athletic Booster Club. Also have a concession stand.
live back here at Nathaniel Trans-Powell Stadium.
Timeout. Tornadoes.
Timeout for the Tornadoes here. And as they're both coaches bringing their team off to the side to figure out a scheme in this. Brings up first and 15, 6 minutes, 17 seconds in the first quarter with the score. Zip, zip. As you can see, the wall last year. In attendance, it was over 28,000 people in Trans-Powell Stadium. And as the look of it, they're not short of that. And last year was the matchup of 1 and 2. This matchup still has significance because both of these teams are ranked in the top 10 in the nation when it comes to high school football. So you're still getting a stellar matchup of speed. Pistol in the pistol formation. Quarterback drop back. Oh, we got to bring that. Now in the NFL, that would have been called holding because of the jersey grabbing situation. The coaches have changed. They do not want the DBs grabbing them. And in that airplay, you can see that guy was struggling to keep up. He was struggling to keep up. Let's see what the penalty call. Both of them was fighting for leverage. It is against the defense. It's against the defense. Now the difference between, you got to understand the difference between the spread and the pistol. In the pistol, the running back is in the backfield. Handoff to the running back. Oh, number 2 breaks a long one. This block has got to be essential. Number 2 picks it up. Oh, and picks up a long run and takes it down to about 15. Number 2 on the carry. Picks it up. Nice handoff. Line space out. Got on the blocks. Number 2 took it the distance. Took it to about, picked up a big play here on this. And you can see the Rockets, those penalties, and as I told you, penalties will kill you when it comes to playing a team like this. Fake handoff. Number 3 goes around the right end side. Oh, we got a holding. We got to be a holding call. That line judge called that. That's got to be a holding call. I mean, you can't see anything else that they can call on that but holding. Holding on the Rockets. I mean, on the Tornadoes. Holding on the Tornadoes. That will come back. If you look at the size of this offensive line that the Booker T. Washington guys have, those are some big guys up front. You measure those guys up. They're the size of an average small Division I school when it comes to size. 3 receivers to the left. We're in the spread formation. Running back about 6 yards deep. Running back's out in the flats. Wheel route to the running back. Number 2 wheel route. You can see number pass complete to number 2, the running back, who went out in just a basic wheel route, one-on-one with the linebacker, and was able to beat the linebacker. Martin take it to about the 2-yard line. Nice touch on that. He had to put a touch on it to get it over the defender. That was a nice touch. Nice pass. Quarterback goes to the line to get the check. Running back to the left. Mark Walters takes it. Touchdown, late signal. Mr. Walton, touchdown, Tornadoes. This is a game of what it stated it would be. Two powerful defenses. Offense is trying to get something going, and the Tornadoes just have. Mr. Walton, touchdown. Touchdown to Mr. Walton. Took it in. Let's go. This is a game. This is what I like to see. College football, I like high school football. I like to see the speed. I like to see these guys going after each other and putting it in, showing what speed is truly about. Extra point is good. 4 minutes, 58 seconds in the first quarter. Booker T. Washington 7, Rockets nothing. And I'm going to tell you, Roland Smith has got to bring his troops together, and he's got to get that offense going. That offense has got to get going. They cannot sit back and pick up 2 or 3 first downs, but then lose on stupid penalties. You just can't do that at this level, not in a game of this magnitude. You cannot have the mistakes. The mistakes will get you beat. You cannot make those mistakes. You cannot give the advantage to Booker T at that magnitude.
After that touchdown, that makes the score now. Tornadoes 7. Rockets haven't scored yet. Remember.
This place is electrifying when it comes to the crowd. You get a chance to see just how exciting Dade County football is when it comes to comparing to the rest of the nation. Brown and Dade is putting on some great games here on South Florida Sports Network. We'll be bringing you those high school football games. Ball is getting ready to be kicked off. Kick off. Ball is up. And safety ball goes in to the end zone. Ball out to the 20-yard line. The Rockets take over with a first down. First down for the Rockets. Now the Rockets, they got to get off to a good start here. They got to be able to use the size of that front line to be able to get off to a great start, because if they don't, this game can get out of hand real fast. You don't never want the opponent, a team such as Booker T, to get that offense rolling, because their defense is going to be on the field a long time for the Rockets, and that can tire defense out real quick. Rockets, quick handoff up the middle. Pick up about 3 yards. Bring up 2nd and 7 for the Rockets. 2nd and 7 for the Rockets. Ball on the 23-yard line. Spread formation. Handoff to number 8. Around the right side. First down. Rockets pick up a first down. 4 minutes and 18 seconds.
That was number 8 on the carry. Cedric Miller once again. That was made by number 12.
The 12 stop. They're able to stop the play for the Tornadoes. Spread offense. Big handoff. Down, ball down deep. Oh! Both guys tripped up. Both guys has an incomplete pass to number 1. Both guys got tripped up with each other's feet. And which ends up 2nd and 10 on the 31-yard line. 2nd and 10 on the 31-yard line.
We'll be forthcoming with some trivia questions.
2nd and 7. Quarterback option. Quarterback turns up. A design run play. He got into the option play on that one. Number 16 kept it himself. Picks up about 4 yards. 4 yards. Third and a long 6. Third and a long 6. 3rd and 6. 3 minutes and 32 seconds left in the ball game, in the first half of this game. First quarter. Oh, design play, number 4. Direct snap to the number 4 as he keep going spinning. Picks up a central first down. Picks up a central first down. A direct hike. Their next snap to the running back. Both 2 running backs in the backfield. Motion. Quarterback out in motion, number 4. Oh, flags on the field. We got flags on the field. Dead ball, false start on the offense. Dead ball, false start on the offense. Mr. Alexander, quarterback, number 3. Reminds you a lot of Russell Wilson. When you look at these guys, that's what that offense reminds you of. Quarterback back drop deep. Number 16 out to number 4. Nice pass. Nice long pass out number 4. Number 4 is becoming electrifying for the Central Rockets. He's making things happen, and you got to get the ball in the hand of your playmakers, and he is a playmaker for Central. So you got to figure out ways to get the ball in his hand. Number 4 is the playmaker. He's number 1 up top, number 4 down at the lower end of the string. Quarterback drop back to pass. He's trying to get it to number 1. Oh, nice. Nice completed pass to number 1. Devontae Phillips, number 1. Devontae Phillips picks up a Central first down. Devontae Phillips and Anthony Jones, those to be the playmakers for the Central Rockets. 5-star athletes, and when you look at, man, that's what you need here in South Florida when you're trying to win the big one. You need guys of their caliber. Quarterback keeper design. Oh, number 4. Number 4 keeps it and picks up another Miami Central first down.
Number 3, Gary Anthony Jones.
Second and 1. Number 4, direct snap to number 4. Picks up the first down. Direct snap, off tackle play. And picks up a Rocket first down. As you see, Roland Smith has realized that I got to get the ball in the hands of my playmaker. Number 4 is his playmaker. The quarterback has been spread out to the right, and number 4 has taken over this ball game. Direct snap, running back. Oh, nice almost design option play. Nice design option play to the left. We're lining everybody up to the right, and we're going backside to the weak side. And that's what Roland Smith has recognized, probably that there is a mismatch on the weak side. Brings up 3rd and 5 on the 23-yard line. Nice pass. Oh, design play. Oh, they picked, that's short. Now, that is the end of the first quarter with the score 7, Booker T. Washington 0, the Miami Central Rockets. Now, this is going to come down to Roland Smith got to figure out, do he go for this here once we get back, or do he bring his special teams on and try to get 3 out of this? Question, he's driving his troops up. If the score is 0, Central 7 for Booker T. Washington. 3rd and 5, ball on the 23-yard line, and we're going to start the second quarter. Number 3 out to the right with number 1. Quarterback checking. Quarterback calls up a timeout. He didn't see the defense he thought he was, so it's best for him to call a timeout, and he called a timeout on that play. Not to make a mistake. It is 4th and 4. And this is a critical point when you start talking about field position and trying to get a score. Central understands that they got to come away with the score. You cannot come away with any points, and with them going for it here, they got to come away with the touchdown. They got to get the first down and then try to proceed to get a touchdown, because if they come away from here with anything and you turn that ball over to a hot Rockets tornado offense, Central is going to have some problems. You got to get Number 4. Hand off to number 4. Appears to be, this is going to take a measurement. This is from, if you look at the referee on the far side by the chains, this looks pretty close. This look pretty. This is going to take a measurement. This will call for a measurement. And it is a critical play, so the refs got to get this right. The refs got to get this play right. You cannot mess this up with this crowd here. You got to get this play right. That's why it's best to just call for a measurement, bring it in, see what we at. And I'm hoping Central Rockets are probably hoping themselves that they get this first down, because it is going to be a critical point in this ball game. This is the point in a ball game where you can say, okay, hey, this is the turning point in a ball game. And the measurement is up. Let's see what we have. Oh, they pick it up with the nudge of the football. First down, the Rocket, they pick it up with the hair strings of the football. When I say hair strings of the football. The Rockets will now proceed. They understood that, and if you notice, they put it in the hand of their playmaker and let him make plays for you. And that's what good teams and great teams do. They put it in the hands of their playmakers to make it work for you. So. And when you look at this and you look at the matchup, I like my matchup at number 1 at the top of the field. I still like that. Let's not get away from that. Direct snap to number 3. Design option play. Oh, stuff out. Ooh, a swarming Booker T defense. A swarming Booker T defense. They was not going to allow that option play to distract them. They swarmed to it. They played it. They read it right. And they made a play on it. They made a great play on it. Second and 10. Ball on about the 19-yard line here. 10 minutes, 54 seconds in the second quarter.
It will be 7 down and 12. That's a loss of 2 yards.
Number 1 up to the top. Number 4 down to. Oh, nice. Oh, he's got. Oh, you got to be able to get rid of that. You can't take the sack. You just can't take the sack in that. You got to be able to get that. You see that it's not there. Get the ball out your hands. Get it out your hands. Lift the seal another down, but don't lose yardage. That's what has gotten you in these type of situations the last 2 weeks. You cannot sputter. You got to be able to get that off and still make it 3rd and 10. Let's not make it 3rd and 13. Against the Rockets, we can't listen. This is that sputtering. I roll and then I stop. I roll and I stop. You can't do that against a team like Booker T. It's going to kill you. It's going to come back to catch you and haunt you. You got to be able to make plays. You can't. And when you say delay a game, it's got to be play calling getting into the field. Your play calling has got to get in. You got to get that play call. You know you're already in 3rd and 14, and you're playing against a swarming defense as Booker T. You want to get that play into the quarterback so he can read the defense and see just what you have to make this play and to execute it to the fullest. We are 3rd and 14, ball on the 21. You got to call that play. It's called. It was called. You see the receiver jumped up to make, state his claim. Hey, I was held. You can see the flags on the field. This guy's having trouble. The defender's having trouble defending number one. This guy's what they call a heck of a receiver. He's making this guy. This is what I call a football game. Mismatch, and I think they're trying to take advantage of that mixed match. They're trying to get it in the hands of their playmaker. They're trying to get the ball downfield. Bring up. Pick up. Let's see what we have here. Two backs in the backfield. Number 4 on an under screen route, snuffed out by Booker T. That play was, they read that play, we have a man down. We have a man on the field. As the trainers and the coaches come out to the field to attend to the injured player on the field. With the score, Booker T 7, Central Rockets nothing.
We have a winner. We have a winner.
Right now, it's just not in their best interest. They have been okay on some swing passes and intermediate passes, but throwing the ball down the field has been a no-go so far. Now when you get to the red zone, everything is so much tighter, so much more condensed that those windows close so much quicker. So just dumping the ball off to your running back takes time. It takes a lot more patience by your quarterback, and with all the rush from Booker T, it's a tough play to execute. They caught the ball, didn't gain anything. Instead, you should rush that ball. 2 opportunities to rush the ball. They come back right down.
The answer to that first trivia question was Brandon Harris, and he was drafted in the 7th round. And the answer
we're back in the field of play. We got the Booker T. Washington guys on the field, waiting on Central to come back. Here we are, 4. This is another critical play with these kind of plays in the ball game. These are critical plays that you got to make. You got to make these plays to keep the ball going. You got to get points. You're down in the red zone. You got to come away with some type of points on here. Number 4, you got number 4 back deep. Design run. First down, touchdown. You got to get the ball in your playmaker's hands if you want to stay in this game. You got to get it in his hands. Every time this guy has touched the ball, he's been exciting to watch. It's been exciting to watch. As you can see, the crowd here at Nathaniel Trans-Powell Stadium, you can't match it anywhere in the country. You cannot match this crowd. Now here we go. Now we got to complete this here to make this a 7-7 ball game in the second quarter. 9 minutes, 13 seconds left to go in the second quarter. Kicker off to the, comes out to the side, takes his proper steps, alignment. Ball's up. And it is through the uprights. Extra point. Good. 7-7 ball game. It was critical that the Rockets come away with some points. They've been inside the red zone a couple times, come away with anything. So they understood the magnitude of this game, and the players understood that you got to come away with some points. And Roland decided, guess what? I'm going to put it in the hands of my playmaker and let him do the thing. 7-7 ball game. 9 minutes, 13 seconds left in the second quarter. Second kickoff team on the field. 7-7. We have a ball game, folks. We have a ball game. Number 22 was set up to kick the ball to the Booker T. Washington Tornadoes. As he off, and ball's in the air. Sail out of the end zone, which will bring the ball to the 20-yard line. As the Tornadoes will take over from there. Tornadoes come on, the big fellas come on. This game is going to be won in the trenches. This game is going to be won in the trenches. The big fellas, whoever decide, which offensive line decides that, hey, we want to buckle down and win this ball game, that's what it's going to come down to. It's going to come down to the front five that's going to take it over. Bunch formation. Motion. Number 19 motions to the left. Number 2 off to the right of quarterback. Number 2 in motion. Oh, we got an offsides. Got an offsides on the defense. Number 12 jumps off. And I guess Roland, he's going to go off, and Coach Smith is probably going to talk to him a little bit. He's going to talk to him a little bit and let you know, young man, you gotta keep your head in this ball game. This is a critical point. We can't continue to give Tornadoes 1st and 5. We can't give them 1st and 5. 1st and 5. Three receivers to the right. Running back that left, handoff play. Hand up. Oh, pick up about 1 yard on that play. Design run. Design run, number 2. Pick up about 1 yard, which will bring up second and about a long 4. It's about second and a long 4. Second and a long 4. Running back to your left. 3 receivers. Motion. Oh, flags on the field. On the offense, false start on the offense. 5-yard penalty, take it back. So now we're dealing with 2nd and 9. You go from a 1st and 5 to a 2nd and 9. You gotta be able. You can't make those mistakes. You gotta keep this going. This is why we play this game. Pass, quick pop pass. Oh, that was close. Oh, number 19 breaks it. It is those yak yards that have helped Booker T continue to. You saw it's what they call yards after the catch is what important. That's what makes great receivers. You look at people like Chad Johnson. These guys were great receivers because they were able to pick up the yak yards. And those are called yak yards, folks. Design run. Number 2 off. Oh, just short of the 50-yard line. The ball on the 49-yard line. Booker T picks up another 1st down. 7 minutes and 56 seconds in the 2nd quarter. Clock continues to roll. The defender did not get, the running back did not get out of bounds. Looked like a design. Oh, here we go. Oh, nice. Nice behind the shoulder pass. Nice behind the shoulder pass. Like I told you, with that, guys, it's hard for a defensive back to defend it. It's just tough. Those plays are designed. It is tough for them to be in front and be able to turn around and make that play in the back. That was a nice design play. Number 3 snuffed out. It looked like it was a kind of a mesh between the quarterback and the running back. At some point, looked like both went for the ball. I don't know if that was designed by T. Harris, but it seemed like it kind of got the play off to a bad start. That play seemed like it was off to a bad start before it got started. You can see both went up for the ball, and it kind of veered the quarterback's path. We bring up 2nd and 10. Nope, take that back, 2nd and 15. 3 receivers to your left. Nice drag. Oh, almost was picked up on that play, number 10. Number 10, that was your claim. That would have been your claim to fame as a receiver. Would have been the claim to fame on that. You got to be able to make those plays. Those are the plays that turn around ball games. They turn around ball games. It puts your team ahead, give your team the momentum, bring your defense off the field, and it helps your team in a game like this. 3rd and 14. Pass back. Crossing route. Oh, nice. Couldn't get it out to the running back in the backfield. Could not get it out to the running back as he did a little deep pass, and it was short. That was a tight window that he was trying to fit that ball through. Some of the best quarterbacks can't get it through that tight hole. That was tight. All right. Booker T in a bunch formation out to your left of the screen. Triple formation. Timeout for the Rockets. They wanted to think this one over because, like I said, here we go, 4th and 14. It ain't too many times in your arsenal that you have a play designed for 4th and 14 here on the 31-yard line. There's not too many plays that's designed for that.
The superintendent, Mr. Caballo, says no drugs and yes education. That's right, Mr. Caballo.
You got to be able to convert in order to keep. They got to come away with some points. Got to be able to come away with some points here. Here we go. Ball into play. 2 receivers to the right, no backs in the backfield. Quarterback drop back to pass. Nice play. Oh, just overthrew his receiver. Incomplete. We'll turn it over on downs. And now the Central Rockets will come on. 1st and 10. Central Rockets. First and 10 for the Rockets. Tripped up by his own offensive lineman. Tripped up by number 54, who's got pretty much the defensive guys got low, was able to push him back some. He lost ground. You can't lose ground on that type of play because it's going to cause a mesh, and it's going to, that kind of stuff, you get a ball player gets smacked up in the backfield. This is how that goes. This is what we call a ball game, folks. And this game is going to go down to the wire when you talk about it. I guarantee you that. This is the type of game this is. Smash mouth football. Quarterback up. Number 1. Back shoulder throw. Back shoulder pass. Oh, he got out of that. He got out of that. Oh, he's still in the field of play. Still in the field of play. Pick up the first down. Pick up a Rockets first down. We have 5 minutes and 40-some seconds left to go in the second quarter with the score 7-7. Timeout. Water break. in South Florida, we have what they call water breaks because of the humidity. We have to take water breaks up until late in November. That's when the water breaks pretty much are kind of cut out. But this time of the year, you got to give the guys water breaks at certain points. You're talking about it, Miramar and American Heritage. Miramar and American Heritage will square off. We'll square off tomorrow. Miramar and American Heritage. Another great game here in South Florida of two teams with great speed, great coaching, and a lot of Division I athletes. That's why so many teams around the country at the Division I level flocks to South Florida. Because guess what? We have every week we have a huge matchup. We're back in the field of play. Two receivers to your left. Handoff to number 2. Oh! But we got flags on the field. We got a flag on the field. Flag on the field. That's what we got. Flag on the field. Let's see what we got. Holding against the Rockets. Holding against the Rockets. Holding against the Rockets. 5 minutes, 31 seconds here in the second quarter. Bring up a 1st and 18 off the holding play. You're driving, and then you get a holding play. You got to kind of minimize the mistakes. Oh, number 4, the playmaker picked up a nice chunk of real estate to bring it back to 2nd and about 9. Now this is a manageable down in distance. This is manageable. You're looking at 2nd and about 8, 2nd and 7. You have plays in your arsenal for this. You very rarely have plays in your arsenal for 1st and 18, but when you got a playmaker like number 4, you can make things happen, and that's what he's doing. Number 4 is taking over this game for the Rockies and making things happen. Quarterback drop back to pass. Long pass, number 16. Oh, nice pass. Got behind the defender. Quarterback, nice touch to the receiver. Number 19 got behind his guy and was able to make that completion. Ball on the 15-yard line. And that's what I call someone stepping up to make a play. Mr. Wilson, made a spectacular dive for that play. That completion will now bring it 1st and 10 on the 15-yard line. Critical play here when you're talking about points. Number 19 in motion. Handoff to number 8. Snuffed out by the front 4 of the Tornadoes. Cedric Miller, you're going to be hearing that name quite a bit. You're going to be hearing that name quite a bit when it comes to football here in South Florida. Cedric Miller, you remember that name. You remember I told you. You'll be hearing a lot about him. That young man, he is powerful. He was the MVP last week in the game. Rush. Oh, nice. Booker T bought the whole defense outside of 5 guys. It was like, throw the kitchen sink in. They bought them in. They bought everything. Front 7 went. Front 6, back half and the front half working together. That's a heck of a defense when you got the front half working with the back half. This makes a defense stop. But now here we go, 3rd and 15. But this is what the Rockets continuing to do to themselves. They continue to put themselves in 3rd and 18, 3rd and 14, 3rd and 15. Number 4 Flags down. Let's see what we got. We cannot have a delay a game. You cannot keep continuing to shoot yourself in the foot. That there to me, they got to be able to get that play in. You got to be able to get that play in. I mean, you can't bring that on the play. You got to, coach, you got to get that in. You're already working on your next play now because you know your distance that you're going to come in. Number 16 got to be able to pick up the blitzer. Quarterback drop back to pass. And the auto bomb. Oh, no. Yes. Now, that was a smart play. He was outside. Oh, wait a minute. We might have intentional grounding. Or do we have a sideline penalty here? What we have. But he was out. But it appeared to be outside of the tackle box. Intentional grounding. Intentional grounding. Intentional grounding against the Rockets. Now here we go. Intentional grounding. Once they get a chance to eliminate the penalties and able to execute, this offense is going to be a heck of an offense. But they continue to make. I know nowhere in no coach's arsenal. Man, they're backing this thing up almost down to Liberty City.
Yes, sir.
Great goodness. Homestead, they almost taking it to you. There's no way you have, when you look at this, what do you do here? I mean, 4th and 4, they're going to punt. 4th and 40 is what this appears to be. 4th and 40. You go from the 15-yard line all the way back to approximately the 40-something, 46-yard line. Wow. Wow. 15-yard line to the 45-yard line. It goes like I said earlier, they're spudding too much here. They're spudding too much when it comes to trying to get productivity out of the offense. You can't continue to sputter like that in a game like this. You got to capitalize in the red zone. They've been in the red zone too many times to come away with not enough points. Got to capitalize on this.
Adidas and the zero 5-star 3.0.
Now, the worst scenario that can happen here is you get center hike the ball over the quarterback head, and all of a sudden, field position. And I just called it. What did I just say? I said, worst come to worst, you can get a muff, and this is what happens. And the Rockets keep shooting themselves in the foot, guys. You can't continue to shoot yourself in the foot. You just can't. You cannot continue to shoot yourself in the foot and do this to yourself, not in a ball game like this. But we got flags on the field. We got a flag on the appears to be on the field. So let's wait and see what happens. But I said that's what you can't do to yourself. And we're seeing that happen too many times. So Rocket, they got to get the mistakes out of their arsenal. Once they get that out of their arsenal, this team can be strong. They got to be able to eliminate the mistakes. Got to eliminate the mistakes. Got to be able to eliminate the mistakes. 2 minutes and 20 seconds left to go in the game. You're listening and watching the most exciting network in South Florida when it comes to high school sports. South Florida Sports Network, there's no other network that are bringing you inside scoop when it comes to high school football. We get in depth when it comes to it. And that's how you're able to see this exciting game between Booker T and Miami Central. You ain't watching it on no other network. You're watching it here on the South Florida Sports Network. That network, when you talk about high school football, it's only 4 letters. South Florida Sports Network .tv. Decline the penalty. And now here we go with the field goal. Now the Rockets shot themselves too many times in the foot, but this has happened in the last 2 games. They've made too many mistakes. And yeah, like I said, when you're playing a team such as Booker T, you can't continue to make those kind of mistakes and think that you're going to be in the game. It's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen for you because Booker T is going to take advantage of your mistakes, capitalize and get points out of it. Ice-T is, his team is pretty well disciplined enough to where you got to be able not to make the mistakes.
That was an illegal procedure on the offense, on the kicking team. They had 6 men on the line of scrimmage. And they need 7.
Here we go. Extra point.
It's down. It's up.
Ball is up. Ain't good. Central Rockets 7, Booker T 14. Score 7, Rockets 14, Booker T 2 minutes and 20 seconds in the second quarter. Can't have, like I said, and I continue to say it, you can't not have those type of mistakes here in this kind of ball game. You just can't. You just not can't. You can't do it. Here we go. Booker T will be kicking the ball off to the Central Rockets. Central will see if they can get their offense from sputtering and get back on the field. When you get, like I say, you go from a 1st and 15 home to a 4th and 40, it's tough for an offensive coordinator to dig down in the plate and to have something successful. And then, worst case, you punt it and you get the ball on their side, but then all of a sudden you get a muff hike by your long snapper. And I talked about that, and it appeared that it happened. Ball's up deep. Number 19 will catch it. Ball will come out to the 20-yard line for the Rockets. Bring up a Central Rocket first down. And I know Roland is talking to his guys, talking to his coaches, and telling everybody to settle down. Settle down. We're still not out of this ball game. This is just the second quarter, and we still have a whole nother.
That was number 8 on the carry, Cedric Miller. Tackle made by
Cedric Miller. Oh, nice cut in the hole. Picked up of about, was that 3 yards? Pick up a 3 yard, bring up a second and 7 here at Travis Powell Stadium on the South Florida Sports Network.tv, the network for high school football in South Florida. Spread to the left. Three receivers to your left. Number one to the top. Quarterback checks out to number one. They do a hand signal, and let's see what happens. And, quarterback keeper. Quarterback keeps the ball. Picked up about another 3 yards, which should bring up now a manageable down for Mr. Smith to have his team to capitalize on. Now, as long as they don't make mistakes, we got a minute and 2 seconds here in this quarter. They got to get something going now. They can't just sit and lax on this. Not that they got to, rush it, but they still got to make sure that they get the ball downfield. Oh, nice long pass. Complete to number 85. Complete to number 85. Oh, wait a minute. We got a flag on the play. Come on. We can't. It's got to be either some words going between the two guys because the referee closest to where the ball was the one that called the play. This brings up a first down here. This brings up a first down. Dead ball. Personal foul. Hard penalty. And the Rockets will take over. The Rockets will take over. Quarterback has the ball back. Quarterback. Oh, come on, quarterback. You got to be able to, and you better tuck that ball away. That ball was hanging out of there. Quarterback, we can't have no mistakes. You got to get some points out of it. 28, they got to hurry this thing up now. Central Rockets has got to hurry this thing up. They don't have a lot of time. You were down it. Okay, smart play by Mr. Smith. Smart play. 18 seconds left to go in the game. 2nd and 10. Ball on the 35-yard line. Here we go. Central Waseca, they come away with some points here on this. Quarterback back. Receivers going deep. Come on, he got to get out of bounds. Got to get out of bounds. Get what you can get and get out of bounds on that number 4. And the clock stops with 11 seconds to go in this game. 11 seconds to go in the game with the score. The Central Rockets 7 and the Booker T Tornadoes. Booker T Washington Tornadoes 14. Pick up a 1st and 10. Ball on the 25-yard line. 2 receivers to the right, 2 receivers to the left. Quarterback drop back, ball in his hand. Quarterback launches it down the middle of the Autobomb to number 19. I call it the middle of the field. That's the Autobomb. That's where everybody is flying. And the pass is complete. We can come away with something. 6 seconds. Let's see if we do a clock. And they did a clock. Oh, wait a minute. Whoa. They took a lot of time off that clock. Clock. Now they can come away with something here. This is a manageable down in this situation. And for the Rockets to lift their emotions, they would need to come away with something, and they're going to try for the 3 points here. They bring on special teams and try to see if they get some points out of this to make this a 10-14 ball game. Got to come away with this. Can't make no mistakes. We got an offsides. We got an offsides on that play. This cannot. 4 seconds. 4 seconds left to go in the game. Dead ball. Encroachment on the defense. Dead ball encroachment on the defense. That makes it a little easier. Just makes this a little easier for the Rockets. And now I'm going to tell you something now. Don't be surprised if Roland decides to try some trickery down here now. It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me to see him and somebody wing out there and he do some trickery here. Ball's up. Ball is good. And this brings a 10-14 ball game as the Rockets go into halftime down by 4. Booker T. Washington 14. And the Rockets 10. They needed that to go into halftime because I know Roland's going to go in there and he's going to let his guys know he's not satisfied with their performance when it comes to the mistakes that they're making. That's the only way that this team is down by 4, by the mistakes. They've made several mistakes in this ball game that has been critical. It's been critical. 7. You can't give up an easy 7 points on a muff punt. You just can't. You got to be able to. You got to be able to stay stout. You can't just walk away. But they was able to capitalize on it and made back strides and were able to pick some points. out of the end zone at the start of the third quarter, second half of this game. We have another ball game to play here, guys. With a score of 10, Rockets, 14, Booker T. Oh, almost. You can't. Oh, now we have flags on the field. We have a flag on the field here. Pass incomplete as Mr. Alexander tries to throw the ball out to the right side of the field to his receiver.
Preliminary signal.
And also, in the fourth quarter, Dillard 19, Deerfield Beach 3. That's Dillard 19, Deerfield Beach 3 in the fourth quarter. Offsetting penalties on that play. It's Alexander, as I call him. Little Russell Wilson is what I give him the name because that's what he reminds me of. Little Russell Wilson. Alexander back waiting on the snap. Oh, we have an offsides. We have an offsides on the defense, number 13 in the neutral zone. Here we go. Same thing they left out of the first quarter with. They're coming back in the first half. They're coming back within the second half. Here we are with only 11 minutes and 52 seconds, and we got our second penalty by the Rockets. You cannot have those kind of things if you expect to stay into this ball game. Here we go now, 2nd and 5. Right of the field. And Callaway is at the bottom. Callaway makes a move. Looks like he's trying to go to Callaway, but we got a holding. You got a holding right here. That was holding on Callaway. That was the defender he grabbed jersey on Callaway. He grabbed jersey on Callaway, but we got flags down, and that's what it is. And here we go, another first down, possibly by the Tornadoes due to another costly penalty by the Rockets. You can't make those kind of mistakes, guys, and stay in this type of ball game. You just can't do it. We got holding on the defense. Holding on the defense. We'll bring up Tornadoes first down. First down. We got a first down here, and so you can't make those kind of mistakes. The Rockets, Roland Smith has got to get his guys settled down and let them understand that this is a ball game that's manageable to win. But until they minimize the mistakes and they understand what they're doing, this game can get possibly out of hand. Now here we go on the 45-yard line. You have given them about 15 yards in penalties. Mr. Walton hands it off. Handoff. No gain on the play. Handoff from Alexander to Walton, which has come to be a heck of a combination. I haven't seen Callaway being involved in the offense as of yet, and I'm quite sure they're trying to get him into the ball game. They're trying to get Callaway in the ball game. Callaway down at the left of the screen. Small at the top of the screen. Oh! And he make a bad play into a great play. Oh! Wait a minute. Now that's what I call when a receiver makes a sacrifice for his guy. Number 2, Walton was out in the field, got down, blocked 3 guys. 3 guys to make Alexander able to get around the end of that play. That's what I call team sacrifice to make things happen. And that block, Walton, handoff, looked like picks up about a yard on the play. Walton pick up a yard on the play. 2nd and 9 on the 39-yard line. 2nd and 9 about the 38-yard line. Oh, we got Small on the wheel route. Oh, nice catch! Nice catch. That was a nice catch. Oh. Well, you got to see what's wrong. He cannot come out of the ball game, guys. He cannot come out of the ball game. Got flags down on got real estate on the field. That was a nice wheel route. It appears to be cramps by Mr. Walton. You got to get fluids in him there to holding on offense. That hurts. That hurts after your running back make that big of a sacrifice on the blocking play and on the wheel route, and all of a sudden you get a holding that's got to call you back. That's tough. That's a tough one. That is a tough one. Move that ball straight back. 45. Got to bring up 2nd and 45. Wow. Man, you got to get in a design run, quarterback run. Design, quarterback run. Alexander picks up about 4 yards on that play. Brings up about 3rd and 18. 3rd and 18. Ball on the 42-yard line. Motion play. All receivers running deep routes. Oh, nice! You gotta make that catch. You gotta make that catch. Mr. Scott you gotta find a way to bring that in. You're in a big game like this and you're that wide open, you gotta be able to bring that ball in. He's killing himself because he know he should have had that. He know that was the difference between this drive continuing and them punting the ball and turning the ball back over to the Central Rockets. They're trying to keep the ball out of Central's hands. We're here 9 minutes, 6 seconds. Score 10, Rockets, Tornadoes 14. We got a punt. Now, I'm quite sure Central is going to bring the kitchen sink. What I mean by that, folks, is that they're going to bring all 8 guys in the box. And they're coming. Oh, just got it off. Nice punt. Nice punt. Now, you got to be able to get him down. No, you can't. Oh, that could have been critical. That would have been critical for him to catch that. And, that was close, guys. That's one that they tell you sometime you let that go over your head. They tell you stand at a certain point, and if that ball is able to go over your head, you bounce that out, it goes out of the end zone, and you get the ball back at the 20-yard line. So on that one, I think he should have just went ahead and let that. Coaches tell you all day as a punt returner, once you stand there and that ball's over your head, let it bounce out of the end zone, and you live to see another day, because that could have been disastrous for the Central Rockets. That could have been critical for the Central Rockets. Now here we go. Zion handoff to number 6. Miller. Ball picks up about 2 yards, which brings up 2nd and 8. Here, at Nathaniel Trask Powell Stadium. You're watching South Florida Sports Net.TV, your place for high school football. Quarterback got it. Handoff to Miller. They're starting to feed. What got him here? They're starting to feed the fella and giving him the ball. One thing about a great running back, you got to continue to feed him and to get him in the flow of the game. Once they start getting in the flow of the game, man, everything starts seeming like they got tunnel vision and they start making things happen. So you want to continue to feed your horse. Continue to feed the horse. Let's not go away from it.
It's not over until it's over. That's not a myth.
Quarterback.
That's a natural fact.
Like that ball. Handoff again. Pick up about 6 yards.
Again on the carry for the Rockets.
Pick up another 6 yards. Mr. Miller, like I told you, you're going to start hearing that name, and I think they understand, Roller Smith is starting to understand that I got to keep the ball in his hands just as Booker T understanding that they got to keep their ball in the hand of Mr. Alexander and Mr. Walton. Quarterback, get the ball, handoff again. Oh, he's round the left side. Appears to have just to be short of the first down. Appears to be short of the first down.
Miller once again on the carry.
Picked up like he had enough to pick up the first down. Mr. Miller was able to pick up the first down. First down, Rockets. Quarterback have it. Cedric Miller again. He's going to break one of these guys. I'm telling you, one thing about a running back, you got to continue to feed a running back. You continue to feed him, he gets in the flow of things. And I'm telling you, it changes the game, changes how this structure of this game can turn out. I'm telling you, you got to continue to feed a guy like him. You cannot give it to him 1-2 times, sputtering in the first half. You got to continue to feed this guy. I know, because they continued to feed me 58 times, and I came away with 396 yards. And I'm telling you, you feed these kind of guys, and this is what the results that you get. You got to smash mouth. Put it in the hands of your playmaker and let him make plays for you. Got a timeout here. Both teams are going rolling. I'm quite sure starting to see that they're coming on. They have found something, and they have found Mr. Miller is what they found. They have found feet. You got a Bigger Smith was the MVP of the game last week with over 150 some yards rushing. You got to continue to feed him. Let's see if they stay with that philosophy or if they go away from it. Here we go. Booker T has appeared in the blitz. Oh, you come on. This is what I'm talking about. Central. You get 6 good ones, and then you kill yourself with a bad one. You can't continue to shoot yourself in the foot. You're not able to play with a team. This is not one of the smaller teams here in Dade County. This is Booker T. And if you continue to make these mistakes, you're going to find yourself behind.
That's been a problem for them all year.
All year. And that's why they sputtered in the first 2 games.
Early in the season. But
the defense was able to keep them in the game. And it was just, look at, they was playing, not to, say that they weren't playing speed like this, but they were playing teams out of Georgia. And they had to play that. They had to come with that. Was a tight game, 21-20. Here we go, quarterback down. Oh, you got to make that. Number 85, you got to come through with that. You got to come up with that play. That is the second drop. He had to drop early in the first half of this ball game. That could have been critical. You got to come up with that. You're trying to keep the chains moving. You got to come up with plays like that. Big players, great players come in great games, and this is a great game. And you're starting to see the great players like Miller, like Alexander, like Walton. These guys are making plays. Ball headed off to Miller. And this is what I'm telling you, folks. You got to give it to him. You can't go away from it. I'm the type of coach, I'm going to continue to feed you the ball until your tongue come out or you tell me that you can't carry it no more. And then once you tell me you can't carry the football no more, I'm going to give you a reserve, let you get some water, come outside, and I'm going to put you right back in the ball game because he's the one that has gotten them to this point right now. You got to continue to feed him. It was no that's why he was MVP.
And big players want the ball.
You got to figure, I'm quite sure he dreamed about this. When you think about the stable of running backs that have come out of Miami Central within the last 3 years.
Willis
Freeman.
McGahee?
Yeah, McGahee. These guys, they have known to breed great running backs. And this guy probably waited on his opportunity to say, he probably came in the stadium many a times, watched other great running backs and say, I can't wait till my time to put on a Central uniform and play for the Central Rockies.
All the way back, Najee Davenport.
Willis
McGahee. And
Willis
recently,
McGahee. Yerbian Cook. And two great guys. And I got a chance to watch those guys up close, Yerbian Cook and even Devontae.
Right.
Let's not forget Mr. Florida State, Devontae Freeman. You got to figure he was with the Central Rockets.
That's right.
And that's who this guy kind of remind me of a little bit, of the same running style. Low, compact to the ground. Pass is incomplete and almost became a turnover by Booker T.
Seems like the two teams, they're playing tight because they respect each other.
Yeah, I mean, you got to, I mean, these guys, they live in the same neighborhoods. Let's not forget that. These guys see each other. They play Pop Warner. They know what each other can do. That's where the respect lies between these two teams. They come out hype, and they know what they got to do, but they're going to always stay respectful of each other.
They will. A lot of respect between the two teams. And you see this every year.
There's
never a blowout one way or the other. They always play to the wire. And
but
it looks like we're going to have
I said, no way they should be in 4th and 3. They should have been able to capitalize this because don't be surprised if this is a handoff, stand up. What I told you. Trick play. I knew at some point Roland was going to pull some type of rabbit out of his hat to try to make a play, which on that point it kind of, it backfired on him. Now you give Booker T good field position.
Excellent field position. They can strike right from here.
And with the way Central's offense is sputtering and the way their defense is playing, you got to hope that this doesn't turn into some points because here is another penalty, another mistake that could cause.
And it didn't work out that time, but I like Roland's attitude
there.
Because if you keep on playing this little game, it's going to stay monotonous.
Hey, listen, I'm coming to win, and I'm going to do what it takes to win. Pass up. Deep. Down the Autobahn. Ref got way. You got to catch that. That is a complete pass, and that was a guy that I've been waiting on all night to make a play. Mr. Callaway, I've been waiting on him all night to make a play, and he came up on big when it comes down to this. He went down what I call the Autobahn, down the middle of the field, and made a play. Came down with 2 defenders over, came down with the catch.
It up. Just scooped it.
Yeah,
right
this guy, I've been watching him. Nice routes.
There you go, Mark. It's down at the 1.
Down at the 1 yard line there.
But I was talking to Coach
right now, this is going to be critical.
This past week and to Tim, and they were telling me that they've seen some good quarterbacks, and they've seen Andrew Johnson come out of this area here in South Florida, and he said he's just as good.
And that's what, and this, like I told you, the guy remind me of Russell Wilson, Russell Wilson. That's what he remind me of when I look at him. When I look at his stature and I look the way he played. When I saw that Houdini play that he made earlier in the first quarter where he made 2 guys miss and they run into each other, he remind me of the type of play of a Russell Wilson.
That's right.
But these two teams, God, we can't have the penalties there. That's what I don't think I see that hurts these two teams if they was to play a great team that don't make mistakes.
And I think it's part of their tense. They know they're playing in a crowd of almost 8,000 people here at Trask Powell, and it's always like this. This is the new Soul Bowl, in my opinion, when you look at it. When
you look at it, because people thought that the matchup, the rivalry used to be for the Tornadoes, the neighborhood rivalry used to be Northwestern. Now this is taking a bigger step than Northwestern. Central, because this game over the last 2 years, pretty much you could say The winner of this game goes on to possibly be a contender for the national championship.
And last year was that. You know, if Central wins that game, which was right to the wire, they could have been the national champions.
Exactly.
Both teams blew out every other opponent. The only close game they ever had was when they played each other.
And that's why when you talk about South Florida, you talk about the speed, folks. Why so many players from here go Division I? Because they understand the level of football that's being played down here, and they understand the passion, the desire. For some of these guys, let's call it what it is. For some of these guys, this is the only way that they're able to pay for themselves a college scholarship.
Right.
That's reality, folks. This is some of these guys, and I know me, for myself, the reason why I said it, because I knew my parents wasn't fortunate enough for me to pay for me to go to school. So I had to use my athletic ability as a means for me to pay for me a college degree, and these guys understand that also, and that's why they come out every
Especially
year.
in front of all the scouts that are out here for this game. I was talking to coaches that, you know, Booker T, every single one of the players for the most part has Division I offers, and the same could be said about Miami Central.
Exactly.
So if you see on the sidelines right behind the green fences, it's all scouts.
Hey,
they're here.
And because they know it. This is where you come if you want that. Ball, quarterback back to play. Oh, now, wait a minute. Oh, now, I'm going to tell you something. That's what I call smart playing. That's why I say he reminds me of Russell Wilson. He started to run, bring the defense up, and throw it in the back as he waited patiently for his receiver to come across the back of the end zone. He waited for him to come, and he threw the ball to him. And that's what you call a smart quarterback.
And what happens with that is your defensive backs, they pull in.
Yeah.
They
think he's going to run because they got to respect this run. They got to respect his running ability because he could have took that edge just as easy, and they saw that, and they knew, let me come up, and when they came up, they dinked it over the back of it.
And now, 20-10, Central's got to score in the next drive.
It is critical, and it comes down to the mistakes that Central has made. Do these mistakes come back to haunt you when it comes to this? We're now, folks, 2 minutes and 48 seconds in the third quarter with the score. Booker T 21 and the Central Rockets 10. You're watching South Florida Sports Network.tv. Your home for high school football throughout South Florida.
You can find this type of action. We only pick the best matchups.
That's why we got, as we say when it comes to high school football, our 4 letters plus a .tv.
Yes, sir.
You can't ask for much more.
Yes, sir.
You cannot ask for any more than that. I haven't seen it. Everybody wants South Florida football. They want to see it.
Yeah, a lot of people say this should be an ESPN game, but ESPN never comes down here to trash Powell.
No.
The last 2 years, it's only been South Florida Sports Network doing this broadcast.
And this is why
we're
we
local,
bring the big
we're here, we understand the community, and we know this is the biggest game you could have. You could put anybody else in the country against together, but this is the biggest
both
matchup.
of these teams, they put them on the road the last 2 weekends. You got both of these teams, you got to remember, waited 2 games to get home and play before their home crowd because they was on the road. You talk about Alabama, you talk about Georgia, you talk about Virginia. These guys been on the road, and I know they're tired. People don't realize sometimes when you're traveling on the road, especially as a high school guy, you're dealing with school, just as college, and you're dealing with more dynamics than college, because now you're dealing with, you're missing home because they haven't really been away from home, and you add in all those factors. These guys are waiting for this.
And the game has changed.
Oh, yeah.
The game has changed in high school. It's always been big, especially if you're from the area. South Florida is right there with Texas. It really is.
I tell people about that dynamics because I travel to Texas a lot, and I see Texas football, and I watch it. When you talk about recruiting, South Florida, bar none, to me, is the spot to go. I would put Texas as a second. Oh, here we go.
Miller.
Here you go, Miller. And I'm guaranteeing you, this guy got to be close, if not over 100, during the close to 100 yards. Just, in this half here alone.
Yeah, we'll see if we can get an official stat on that, but he's got to be over 100.
Got to be over 100. This guy is playing.
He's definitely put a dent on that Booker T defense.
They got to respect him. But the only thing is, Central got to be able to go up top. They got to still add in number 1, who's a playmaker for them. They still got to be able, because they got to keep Booker T's defense honest.
You Could you imagine if Devontae was more of a factor in this game?
Oh, come on.
It'll be like the Red Sea parting all over again. Just with the talent they got. You got Scott back there and you got Miller.
Yeah.
And then up top you got Devontae Phillips.
And if you're able to, like I say, get these guys deep, quarterback's able to get the ball down the field to them, that's going to open up that run attack even more for Miller. Miller will be able to hit those holes and get up the field. But right now, I'm quite sure he's going to come sooner or later to where Booker T's defensive coordinator going to say, hey, you know what? We're going to go play 8 and 9 in the box because they're not going up top anymore.
Eventually that will be the case.
And here we go again, Miller. But, I mean, why go up top when you got Miller that can kill you in the middle?
That's right, and they're doing it.
Yeah,
and here's the thing. Everybody knows Central's going to run for years.
Yeah.
And they still run on you.
And they still running, still coming at you. It reminds me when Telly Lockett was here. Telly,
hey, coach. We're at University of South
Florida. Running back coach over at South Florida. Like I told you, they're going to start pretty much blitzing. But now, the offensive coordinator of the Rockets say, okay, now we go up top in this game. We got to go up top in order to loosen them up. Because right now, they've been putting their ears up, back, and come at you.
Yes, sir.
Number 53 come running off the field. Okay, we got 2 receivers to the right. And this is what I'm talking. You got to be able to. Here we go.
There you go.
This is what I said. You got to go up top at some point. Yeah, number 19 was your playmaker for you in the first half. Go back to him in number 1. You got to go back up to him. Number 54, helmet comes off, so he has to come off the field for a play. Number 51 come in. Now, let me see, do they take advantage of number 51 coming in, and they try to blitz that guard block, that guard gap.
It's the same spot that we're at when they tried it 4th and 2.
Yeah.
Now it's 3rd and
Let's see what happens here. Young guy. And that's what they do. They stand him up in the hill, but Miller was able to slide through and still pick up the first down. He was able to get his body thin, turn his. That's what great running backs do. They're able to get through that hole. Miller picks up another Rockets first down. 50-some seconds left to go in the third quarter with the score. Booker T 21, Central Rockets 10. Here we go. Handoff to Miller. Oh, no, not Miller.
Probably
they
Scott,
gave Miller,
number 4, no?
No, number 21. Number 27.
27.
Bringing number 27
Okay,
to relieve
to an end.
Miller. Okay, everybody's putting up the 4s. The Tornadoes are putting up the 4s. That means 4 quarters, folks.
That was the other Smith, Kevon Smith, number 27. So they're loaded.
They're loaded at the running back position. They always have been. When you get Cook.
There you go. They're pointing the tradition in high school football and college football in the NFL. 4th quarter.
Wow. You look at the schools that have put more guys in the NFL. And it's always been those schools in South Florida that put more guys in the NFL. At one time, Dillard High School in Broward County had it. Palm Beach County Glade Central had it. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I think St. Thomas holds that right now as the number 1 high school for putting guys in the league. And they just emerged with that over the last 4 to 5 years. Thinking that, but Dillard High School had it at once in Glade Central. And that's South Florida breeding. From Palm Beach on down, it reminds me of when Jimmy Johnson said if he wins the South Florida battle, he can win the national championship. And what he was meaning from Palm Beach on down. If I can win that battle, I can win a national championship, and that's just what he did.
And that's not just with the local colleges. You know, typically you always think of UM, what they used to call the state of Miami.
Yeah.
And that's still the case. I believe the University of Miami will come back if they keep on recruiting heavily their backyard. There's no reason you should have schools like Rutgers and any other school out of town putting billboards on I-95 recruiting your players.
They're recruiting your players. Louisville, Charlie Strong, the South Florida players, I always say South Florida players got him a promotion to Texas. Made him millions of dollars. He went to Texas after he did his performance with Louisville with the guys that he got from down here. Option play. Quarterback picks up about a yard on the design option play to the right.
And here's what, you know, I know it's early in the fourth quarter. There's still a lot of time, but they got to score quick.
You got to start now. Guess what? Clock management. Got to start tickling in your head. It's 11 minutes and 36 seconds, and you got to understand you got you got to score twice. You got to score twice to get back in this ball game. Pass down the middle of the Audubon. Number 1. Oh, touchdown! But that's what we were talking about. You got to go to your playmakers. You had to go over top because Booker T had to settle on the run. Settle on the run, and now you go up top to your playmaker. Phillips was waiting on that all game. We was waiting to see him all game. He had been patient, picking up the plays.
And sometimes that run opens it up for you.
It opens it up down the field.
And you know, and that's part of it. I'm sure that was part of the plan. Just keep on baiting them in, up top, wide open, one-on-one.
Blow him to sleep with the run and kill him over the top.
And you look at your good friend, you know, and Michael Irvin.
Yeah, I mean
that opened it up for Emmett when he was in Dallas.
And it complemented each other. When I look at this game and I'm looking at Miller and I look at Phillips, and it reminds me of watching that type of football. That we're gonna run, and then when you close down on that defense, you start playing 8 and 9 in the box. I'm going over the top.
And that's why they were unstoppable in the early 90s.
And they played, and when I look at their line, you got to figure Central line is strong. With them only returning one offensive starter last year.
That's right.
That's amazing.
They lost everyone, you know. I mean, and they lost
one offensive starter.
Their 2 workhorses. A lot of people were saying, is Central still going to be that good? And,
exactly. And they proved it.
I don't know what Coach Smith was hiding them, but I remember talking to him after last year and doing training camp. He was saying, we got some boys. We got them.
Yeah, I mean, you got to figure guys like that understands the game of football, and they understand what they got to do when it comes to getting a team ready for a big game like this. A game of this magnitude, you back home. You got to figure Booker T has a 28-game winning streak riding on this game.
Right, that's right. And I'm going to tell you, this will probably be the closest game they play all season. I
mean,
not to minimize the other opponents going in. You never look ahead. But
it is what it is. I mean, these two teams here are hungry for it. Ball will bounce out the end zone and come up on the 20-yard line. Now you will get the Booker T offense against the Rockets defense. And this is where this ball game comes down to play. As you see, at any point, one of these teams can make a big play and change the direction of what this game is going in.
And this game is looking eerily similar to last year.
Yeah.
It really is. When you look at it, the score, the time period, you know, just 5 points up, Booker T. And it will come again to the last play. Last year, at the end of the game, Booker T intercepted the ball, ran it back to the touchdown, and the score seemed like a little bit more in Booker T's favor, but it was really tight the whole game.
Tight. I mean, folks, those that are just joining us, this game here is between the Booker T. Washington Tornadoes and the Central Rockets. And it's been what it was built up to be. It's a good game. Everybody must understand, too, when they talk about the Tornado. You talk about Booker T, you got to figure Booker T has won the state championship back-to-back, 2012 and 2013.
In Central, if you correct me if I'm wrong, but they've been there every year for the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
They've been right there in the state championship.
You got to figure Taylor Lockett took them back-to-back.
That's right.
Before he went off and went on to the college ranking. So he left a legacy here for these guys to uphold, too. Hand off up the middle. Oh!
There goes Mark.
See, this is what I'm talking about.
Ooh.
This is what I'm talking about, guys. Alexander to Walton combination, picking up this type of real estate. At any point, the momentum of this game could change. At any point. and they are toying you. Hey, either one of the teams can make a big play and make it happen.
And that's the thing. You got two powerhouse programs.
Hand off again. Oh, nice jump. Nice hurdle through the hole. That's what great running backs do. Now, let's not, we were
That's
talking
the only
about.
way you're going to bring them down. You got a gang tackle.
We're talking about Miller a lot now. Let's not forget about Walter now. Let's not forget about him. You got to understand, these guys waited on this game. I think that's why the game was so tight with Central, because Central was looking ahead of that team, getting ready for Booker T.
Right here at the Mecca, where some of the best high school football was played.
Big handoff. Design run by the quarterback. Stuffed up. No gain on the play. No gain on the play, Mr. Alexander. No gain. Brings up a third and about 6.
We might be seeing more running now from Booker T.
Yeah, because now they understand clock management. Now they understand that I keep the ball on the ground, the clock runs.
And that's where you see Tim's knowledge when it comes to running the offense.
Yeah.
He's the offensive coordinator.
Game management, smart coaching.
He knows. He's a very smart coach. And you got two top coaches,
Oh.
There's a
We
flag.
might have holding on. Pass incomplete. We got a flag. We got holding on the Rockets. On the Tornadoes. I'm sorry, folks. On the Tornadoes. We got holding.
Holding.
This can now. If Booker T don't be careful, if they're not careful here,
You still got
You can give Central
Callaway.
that
We're
ball,
talking
but
about
you
Devontae.
can give Central that ball, a hot Central offense right now that's clicking. You can give them that ball back with pretty much a good field position. They got to be careful. This game is not over yet. As Central showed you earlier how quick they can strike. And you better believe they're going back to Phillips when they get the ball.
Oh, they will.
They're going back to him.
We've seen that they can't stop the run.
And if you could,
They haven't
I
been
can
able
look across
to,
the
so.
field, and I'm seeing Central's offense, they're all gathered together. Those guys are talking to each other, understanding, hey, our defense has got to hold them and get us the ball back, and we can make something happen here because we just showed them that we can make it happen.
Yeah, 4th and 6.
Oh, you got to be kidding me.
Whoa.
You got to be kidding me.
Same
You
spot.
call that play?
Different quarter.
You call that
Tim
play?
Ice Jr., the size 2. Call that play.
Wait a minute. You call that play at this point in the ball game? How do you call a play like that? You pin them down there, and you let your defense possibly hold them, and you get the ball back. You call a trick play on the 50-yard line
4th and
after
6,
you saw what Miami Central offense have done to you. They've been driving. Only thing been killing them is penalties. Other than that, you haven't stopped them the whole
That's a very
game.
good point. Yes,
You haven't stopped them the whole game.
We'd like to see the tally on the penalties on the Central side.
Now let's see what play they come out. Do they go run or do they go up top? And they go on the ground.
There's Miller.
This guy's picking up 8 yards a carry, 8 yards a pop, 8 yards a pop all game.
And you train this all the time in your training program, Tony, and you have a knack for spotting running backs.
And he's one.
He's one of them. One of the things I noticed on that run, his legs keep moving.
He never stopped, and that's what great running backs do. Their legs continue to churn until they're on the ground, until a whistle blow. They're going to continue. That's the difference. That's what beast mode do for Seattle. That's why those guys last night didn't want to tackle him.
That's right. You can't stop him because you tackle him, you get tired tackling, he just keep on chugging.
Wait a minute. Hold on. We got another penalty.
Could have been a penalty tacked on after the.
Oh, man. We have a ball game, folks. This is turned into a game here at Nathaniel Trans-Power Stadium with the score 21 Booker T, Rockets 17, and the Rockets are driving. You're watching South Florida Sports Network, the network for bringing you high school football throughout the South Florida area. That's SouthFloridaSports.tv. Your number one place. If you want to see exciting high school football, you tuned in to us, because we are that station that brings you high school football in South Florida.
Shout out to Deborah Davis, stadium manager, stadium supervisor. Deborah Davis, retiring after this year.
7 minutes, coming up on 7 minutes.
Quarterback scrambles out. Oh, quarterback scrambles out. Picks up about, the ball will appear to be on the 12-yard line. We have a ball game, folks. Roland Smith has settled his guys down. Got him on the sideline. Let his offense, he settled them down. Hey, settle down.
That was number 3 on the carry. Malik Action holding is that penalty. That tackle was made by number 10 for the Tornadoes. McMullen. Okay, McMullen.
Now we're see, this is that critical point in the ball game. They gotta come away with a touchdown. They can't come away with the 3 guys.
And you're going back.
And you're going backwards. You get yourself rolling. We have a timeout on the field for a water break, folks. Here in South Florida, we have to take water breaks because of the humidity. We take water breaks until we get later into December and the end of November, and we don't take water breaks that day. Then we let the football game play itself out. But right now, we got to fuel these horses up here in South Florida, guys. We got to give them some fuel. What I call fuel is that H2O.
And the stands, the fans in the stands need a water break too, because
Yeah.
last we checked, we ran out of liquid.
Yeah, I mean, that's when you know you got a packed house, when you run out of H2O in the stadium. But I like being in this kind of crowd. I mean, when you looking out, you see cars for distance, you see seats filled to capacity, and you're watching exciting high school football. It gets no better than that. I tell people that all the time when I travel to California. As a matter of fact, I'll take in a game on Thursday night, Wednesday night in Baltimore, because I'll travel to Baltimore and take in a game and do some work with Internet Network. But I mean, we'll be back here in South Florida on Friday, taking in another game.
The game, and that we'll run down the schedule.
Hey.
And we're still working on what matchups we want.
Oh, you got to be kidding. See, that's what I'm talking about. I got to eliminate the mistakes in order to capitalize on my performance. Man, you get all the way inside the 20, now you're back on the other side of the 20. You're on about the 27-yard line.
And our next broadcast is going to be on September the 19th. Taking a break because we got a great game coming up next week with St. Thomas and Don Bosco.
Oh, man.
And you can watch that with our partners, Fox Network.
Fox Network.
It'll be on our network as well, streaming live, also there. And after that, we come back and we're going to have 2 great teams, Flanagan
Bush, and Cypress Bay, Guandola.
Coach Guandola. He always coaches them up.
And everybody, there's been a lot of hype about Flanagan. So that's going to be a great matchup when you look at the 2 teams and you look at the caliber of the 2 teams. They're pretty similar in what they do. Guandola is known for running the ball. Flanagan is trying to figure out where they give you a mixture of both, but they're a running team also. Cypress Bay, and they got the game in Cypress Bay. It's tough to go into Guandola's home and win.
That's right.
It is tough to go into Guandola's home and win. Now we bring up a second. They bring up third and about 29. Third and 29. You got to capitalize when you're in the red zone. Central's been in the red zone a lot and able to only come away with 17 points in a game like this. They're gonna have to get that together if they're looking for states or national championship. They got to be able to get that together. You can't go inside the red
National
zone.
championship, state.
Yeah.
I really believe these two teams will win or lose today.
Yeah.
They will be there at the end of the year.
Oh, yeah.
They'll be back in Orlando.
Sit. Oh, nice down the field. And guess who it is? It's the playmaker, number 8.
Miller.
Mr. Miller. Miller time.
Catching running back.
If he was to say Miller time, you know what that means to some folks. Some folks take it the wrong way. But we ain't talking about Bill. We talking about athletes here.
We're talking about athletes. That's right.
Look at here. I mean, when you look at, you go to your playmaker to make plays for you. You go to the playmaker to make plays for you. Now, as a critical down, what do you do in this position? He calls his timeout. What do? Do you go for it? Or do you try to get 3 with 4 minutes and hoping that your defense can stop him?
And that's a good question because, you got 4 minutes and Booker T can run the ball and run it out.
Yeah, I mean, they run an
the
attack and run it out.
To do it. I would go for it. I mean, Roland went for it at the 50-yard line.
Yeah.
He showed we're playing to win here.
He's playing to win. I mean, I'm quite sure he's practiced this probably over and over and over and over again. This down and distance in this situation, 4th and 5, 4 minutes and 47 seconds left to go with a team being up. Great coaches simulate this situation.
They dream about this stuff.
But who do you go to?
I roll out.
You roll out
roll out,
and possibly put
and find
Miller,
Phillips in the back end.
Phillips and hoping that you can get them in the back of the end zone.
I will tell you, if you follow 7-on-7 football here in South Florida and nationally, there's Florida Fire, which Devonta Phillips was part of that team, and they went all the way undefeated to win IMG. Nobody expected them to do it this year, and they did it. So he's played in big situations.
Oh,
we got a flag here.
He got flags on the play. Hot dog. It's been the Achilles heel of Miami Central.
Now you got to kick the ball. Hope you stop them.
Now you go.
And now
you got to get 3 and hope that your defense can pin them down and save it for you.
But
you got to try to go for 3, and your defense got to try to. You got to now. The defense, the game is in your hands.
Now this is a very makeable field goal
for this young man. Yeah,
he did it in that game against Hoover in Alabama to win the game,
and he understands what pressure is.
Can't get no more pressure than going out of town
on the road,
in a
hostile environment, hostile.
All that happened
because
you
knew what all that happened behind it. Hostile environment.
That hate mail.
Yeah,
and they delivered.
Came through.
I spoke to Coach Smith right after the game. He told me they were undermanned. They had a lot of injuries. There you go.
It's looking good.
Look at that kick. That could have been a 50-yarder.
Looking good with distance on the back. And now, Central defense will come on the field. And they got to make a strong stop to get the ball back.
Talking about a barn burner.
Yeah. I mean, if they can, their defense got to get a 3 and out. And it's got to come quick. You can't let that clock continue to turn. But now it's a good, because it's only a 1-point ball game. So now, hey, with the kicker that Miami Central has,
they could do it. If they stop him.
They stop him.
And you just saw that kick. That kick went right up the uprights all the way to the back of the track.
And I'm quite sure Coach Smith is telling them, guys, hey, this is what you come to the Miami Centrals, the Booker T's, the St. Thomas's. This is what you come to these kind of schools to play in this type of game and this type of action.
And you look at it, we've always had big-time programs in Miami-Dade.
Yes.
But we got 2 programs the caliber of those teams from Northwestern, the Southridge.
Yes.
The Killians.
Yes.
Back in the day. You got 2 at the same time. I don't think we've ever seen that here locally.
I mean, when you look at it, and especially when you look at the last couple, you look at a 8-year span here in South Florida, especially in Dade County, you can see the national championship has switched hands to 2 different teams.
That's right.
And it's these 2 different teams that we're talking about.
Yeah, 28-game winning streak is on the line.
Yeah.
And as much love as there is between these 2 coaches and respect between Roland and Tim Jr., Roland has been coaching with his dad all the way since the Miami High era when You know, when Billy Rowe was at the helm there, you know, Ice and Roland Smith and Billy Rowe were all a unit. Then they moved over to Northwestern, and now they both went off their ways and created 2 powerhouse programs.
And when you talk about family coaching legacy, you can't help but talk about these 2 families.
That's right.
The Harrises and the Smith. You can't help but talk about here in Dade County. You can't do nothing but talk about those 2 guys.
Long lineage.
Yeah, I mean, when you talk about a family tree of coaches, wow. Who would have thought some years ago that Ice-T's son would be taking over this program and upholding it to the same level that his dad has?
Same level, same. It looks like they didn't even miss a beat.
At all. At all. At all. And that's what you call leaving that lineage behind. So that guy that comes behind you, able to understand these kids, able to understand, hey, we can't skip a beat. This is what is expected of us. We are expected to be in this situation.
These are 2 teams that are dead tired. 2 weeks on the road.
Oh.
They're coming here, and it's a battle.
Hostile environment, you have heard about it all week from your neighborhood buddies. Hey, man, you got to win. Here we go. Oh, you got to go. Oh, nice go. Oh! Nice hit. Ball comes out to about the 15-yard line. If the game is to be won by Central, their defense got to come alive today. Got to come alive today. Right now, it's got to come alive. If they want it, and they feel like they want it, they got to come alive right now.
They got to drive, you know. They can't just think. And I don't think with Tim Jr. being an offensive mind of his caliber, that he's just going to run the ball and hope to win it 1-0.
You can't afford to run it because you're going to hurt yourself because the clock is not on your side. Especially with the way that Central's been able to strike.
You got a top caliber quarterback right there. You see drop ball.
Drop ball.
Fast snap. He still got it to him.
Got to
catch those.
And if you notice, that was a quick. He got that ball out of his hands real quick.
Yep.
That ball went with some velocity to it.
Junior and to Roland Patty Smith. That's from Coach Corey Bell from FAU. Coach Corey Bell says a shout out to
2nd and 10.
Oh. Number 19, yak yards. This is what I'm talking about when I say yak yards. Yards after the catch is what is critical for a great receiver to be considered one of the great ones.
Made a miss right there.
Made a miss.
Got an injury on the field.
A Dade County product lived and died with that.
We got a pretty bad injury on the field.
We got here. In-depth football throughout South.
And that's the thing. As much as we love this game, it's a violent sport.
Yeah.
We always got to be mindful.
Booker T and Miami Central game. 2 teams that are ranked in the top 10 throughout the nation. The kid, his young man is up. Let's give him a hand, guys. Give this young man a hand. Here we go.
Good to see the young man get up.
Get up
4
and walk
minutes,
off on his own
21.
power. Here we go.
This game is going to come down to the wire.
4 minutes, 21 seconds. With the ball on the 32
wouldn't you love
line.
it to see Booker T come score, make it an 8-point game,
Wow.
and then Central have it
And
come
he did
back?
a kickoff return back.
Oh, man. It would have
Keep this
surprised me.
thing, it'll hype this thing up. Player in motion, handoff. Oh, ball on the ground. Fumble. Both sides are saying they got the ball.
Now, here's the
Central
question.
saying
Did he hit the...
He hit the ground, appeared that he was down.
It looks like the referee is saying that
Yeah,
he was down before that ball came out. Because I saw him bounce.
Yeah, that's what I saw. And that's, I didn't know the ball that came out prior to it, but I knew his body was on the ground because I think they consider your elbow down as body being down.
Coming up on 3 minutes on this game.
Okay, Alexander in the back. Walton to the right of him. Player in motion. Alexander, design run play. Let me tell you what they saw. Oh, man. Let me tell you what they saw. They saw man coverage. They saw man coverage. They saw the linebacker take off and go at Mr. Walton. They said, what is man coverage? Everybody got their back turned. So we're going to capitalize on it. We're going to let Alexander just run with that. That was a design run play.
And design run play, and also if you see it, they broke right through that line.
Yeah.
And then just raw ability took over.
That's it. We got a chance to see, like I said, that's why I say this guy's a smart quarterback. He reminded me of Russell Wilson. This guy saw it was man coverage, checked out of it, and took advantage of it. Oh.
Now you give it your workhorse, Mark Walton.
The only thing that's starting to scare me a little bit now is I'm starting to see that height, that quarterback center exchange kind of starting to get a little muffled. They better capitalize on it because you would hate for that to be the turning point in the ball game.
If you have a DC power, you have
And here's where you find out if you got that mental fortitude too.
To withstand this type of pressure, it's gonna.
If you can withstand this pressure, that's why I say these teams. They.
We still have a few more gifts. And Mr. Dwight Jackson, we want to thank you, sir, for the wonderful gifts. The people are coming up, enjoying themselves, good football game. Going home.
There's too much pressure on that one court.
We want to thank them young men also for the gifts.
A little bit of technical difficulties here. The power situation here. We had that earlier today. The power situation here at Trask Powell. It's a landmark. It really is, but it's in strong need of an overhaul. And
and they got on.
We need some renovations here.
Especially when you have big games like this, because you have so many networks that come to see this type of game.
Got 2 minutes and 20 seconds left.
Oh, no, you can't.
Oh, boy.
Holding.
Look at this.
That's look, that's smart. He slid. I understand. Don't take no punishment, but I think we got to hold him.
I think that one's coming back. Yes, sir. Could have been worse.
And when you got a quarterback like that can scramble out, offensive linemen tend to get put in bad situations to where they wind up holding because the play is going so long and they don't want the quarterback. Wait a minute now. Hold on.
This would be interesting. I could have sworn that was a hold.
Wait a minute, hold on.
The way that that flag came out.
In the area that it was thrown, I thought it was too, but we might. Let's see.
What
oh, yeah, it's holding. It's holding. It's coming back.
It is holding. Yes,
it's holding.
Sir.
Yeah. Now, you got 2 minutes and 11 seconds left to go in the game. Okay? You have 2 timeouts. You have all your timeouts. About 2 timeouts. I'm sorry. What do you do in this situation? You have Central has 3. Booker T has 1.
Booker T has one timeout. Yes, sir.
Now, what do you do in this situation? You got to try to sling because it's 2nd and 20. Get it downfield. They're trying to keep it on the. I'm gonna tell you what they're trying now. You're gonna have to get that ball back to Booker T. You're gonna have to get that ball back to Booker T. You gotta give it back to Booker T.
Playing with fire.
Yeah.
You playing with fire.
With the score, 1 minute and 43 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter with the Rockets 20. Booker T, 21. 3rd and 20. 2 and 1.
Central's got 2 now. Central's got 2. Hey, wow, so they just called 2 back-to-back.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2 and 1, you're right.
Yeah, they just used 2. This is hard to watch.
It is it? But it's always like this when these 2 teams play. They play tight.
Last year was a much better football game.
Well, you also got to think too that
This year there's no rhyme or reason. Like they're throwing the ball on 1st down, but running the clock out.
you got to think you got new personnel. It's kind of feeling your way out too.
Great running backs. Run the ball.
But when you get one team only returning 1 starter, with Central only returning 1 starter, that you're doing a lot of putting together of an offense with that.
Yeah, and these teams are tired too. So
Yeah, they've been on the road 2 weekends in a row, and now they got to come back home. Here we go. Let's see what we got. The blitz is on. Oh, here we go. What do you do in that situation? Oh, now, okay. Now Central gets the ball back with 1 minute and some seconds.
You're gonna have to pin them down.
Oh yeah. Most definitely.
www.slsntv. That's www.slsn.tv. Tony Sands on play-by-play for the Battle for Miami. Game of the week every Friday at 7 p.m. www.slsn.tv. And one time for South Florida High School Sports, J.P. Wilcox and Larry Bluestein.
Now we turn the ball. Now this gets interesting. This game gets real interesting between these 2 teams. Now, do you start trying to get the ball downfield? Hey.
What a ball game. What a ball game.
Drop back pass. Down the Audubon, number one to Phillips. Phillips got to get to the, oh, come on, Phillips, you got to get out of bounds. You got to get out of bounds to stop the clock. You can't play with that. Now, this is what this game has built up to be. When it come down to the wire, 46 seconds, 21 Booker T, 20 Central. This is what I came to watch. This is what people came to watch. They came to watch an exciting football game. And that's what this is built up to be. It was totally different from
the game here.
Last week's game, St. Thomas and American. It was totally different.
It was a blowout, you know, and a lot of people didn't expect that. A lot of people thought that was going to be a closer game. But you and I, we know St. Thomas.
The reason why I thought if Heritage ever wanted to challenge St. Thomas, I think they should have challenged them last year. Because once you go to getting Bruce, you go to getting Scarlett, you go to getting these pieces. Last year, your team was strong. You had Sony Michael. You had
they would have matched up better last year.
Yeah,
you had
because St. Thomas wasn't as strong.
Right.
St. Thomas wasn't as strong as a team. And when you look at it, you know, Rocco was still finding his way as a coach over there. Now he's coming to his own. He feel like it's his own ship. So now he's selling it the way he sees it.
His legend grew 2 years ago when they went into Manatee and beat the favorite team. And talking with, we've been working on the documentary with them and all that, but I remember when we started the process, Rocco told me if there was ever a Friday Night Lights, it was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So since that moment, which propelled him to where he is, and now he's got that team that is his, that he put together. This is Rocco's team.
He feel like he can get up the shadow of George Smith.
Yep.
He feel like now these are his guys that he's bringing in. Long pass, got to get out of bounds.
Out of bounds.
38 seconds. This is what this game has built up to be. This is why so many scouts love South Florida, because they can get exciting football. You can get exciting football any given night here in South Florida.
Get 10, 15 more yards. He's in field goal range.
That
young man can make that.
And he's shown that he can win close ball games.
And you got that 20-game winning streak right on the line. You know, this could come down to a field goal. The last play of the game.
Here we go. Down the Autobomb. Oh. And I think they understand. We don't got to score here. We just got to get in field position. Got to get in good range for our kicker to come out and win this ball game for us. 33 seconds. This is a critical point.
And you look at it from Miami Central standpoint, all games have been right around this score.
Have been down to the wire. So they've been under this pressure.
21-20, and here we are again.
Quarterback drop back pass. You got number 16. Get out of bounds. And all they're doing, they're dinking and dunking down to get in field goal range. That's exactly what they're doing. They're dinking and dunking to get their guy in field range. They're going to save that one timeout to call their special teams on and go for it.
Yep.
They're going to line now. They're probably going to line it up, figure out where he's best kicking from. And they're going to line it up there. They're going to take probably one more pass with 29 seconds. Call the timeout. Get their field goal team on the field and try to go for it.
This is exciting, Tony.
Yeah, this is what South Florida's football is all about.
Yes, sir. What a way to start the season.
Call that Play-Doh. You call that Play-Doh.
2nd and 5.
You call that Play-Doh. Because now you was forced to use that timeout. If you would have threw the ball to the sideline, the incomplete pass would have saved you from using that timeout. Now you got to call your extra point. Your field goal team got to come on the field now. They got to.
Don't understand that play call right there, to be quite
Wait, we got 3rd and 5? I mean, you could probably get another play by throwing out to. But
Coach Smith has super confidence on this young man.
They got one more play to get in before they got one more play. They can get it, but it's got to be a pass, and it's got to be toward the sideline. They got one more play.
It's got to be to the sideline because they got no more timeouts.
Yeah, they got one more play because they're done with time. They have no more timeouts. So they got one more play to where they can it's got to be a pass. It can't be a run. And you want to line this ball up with where your kicker is best at. He might be best on the right hash or the left hash, but you got to find out. They probably figuring they got to get at least another 10 yards to get him in field goal range.
Yeah, move it to the center. The kicker's going to win it. The kicker could win
Here
it.
come the young fella. Here come. If you cut off the lights,
they're bringing him in.
he got the green shoes. Now, do his green shoes equal green money for him here? He's coming out on the field right now. They had to bring him out.
No, they're bringing him back now.
They're taking him back off.
They're taking him back.
Because they got one more play they can get in. They got one more play they can get in.
To center
You can get one more play in.
Center him up.
Yeah, center it for him. But it can't be a run play. You can't center it with a run play. It's got to be it's got to be a pass. It's got to be out of bounds. It's got to be a pass out of bounds or a first down.
I wouldn't mind taking a shot right here. You got time to take a shot way deep on the field.
I don't know now. I mean, you got 23 seconds, so you got some time. But you better not be back there scrambling, bro. Wait a minute. Hold on. Now they got an injury timeout. We had all that.
It could be cramps.
Yeah, but wait a minute. Hold on.
No, I don't see nobody down there.
In the NFL, that's time off.
Yeah.
That'll be time off because you had time enough to address this issue with
they
the
were
timeout.
already in the timeout, yeah.
Yeah, because you was off with
yeah.
You're coming out of a timeout with a injury. That's
Everybody's standing in the stands if you take a look.
Oh, yeah. This reminds me, I'm going to tell you what it reminds me. It reminds me when you're getting ready in track and field, when you're getting ready to run the 100 meters or the 200-yard dash, and everybody's standing up waiting to see you come off that back end.
That's right.
That's what this reminds me of. Everybody's standing up here. There's no one sitting down here at Trask Powell Stadium.
And if everybody's come towards the front.
Yeah.
Everybody on the back top of the central
come down.
has come down to get a closer look.
Has come down. If you look at the gate, everything is packed. Here we go. You got to get rid of it. Get out. No, you can't take that. You can't take that.
No timeouts left.
You cannot. You can't get him out. You're not going to have enough time.
They got to run out.
It won't happen. It will not happen. You will not happen. It will not happen. You can't line them up. Time runs out.
Time is running
out.
It's over. It's over. The 29
game
winning streak lives.
How could you
What a
play
game.
like that? I stated. You got to. He couldn't scramble. I said he cannot sit back there and scramble with the ball. He had to get rid of it. He just threw it out of bounds.
He should have just thrown it out.
He had a guy in the area just throw it out. They couldn't call him with the intention of grounding because he had a guy in the area. You cannot. You couldn't sit back there and scramble because I said it to you.
That's the pressure. That is the pressure
of a young guy.
A young man. I can tell you as he progresses in his career, he probably would throw it away. But that's the pressure of this, the magnitude of this game here at Nathaniel Trask Powell Stadium. And I can tell you, Tony, we were saying it from the beginning.
Yeah.
This was going to come to the end.
It was going to come down to that. It was going to come down to, but it was the same thing I was talking about, the mistakes. You can't make these kind of mistakes. And I know they're going to go back and they're going to polish this off. Because I knew you wouldn't either, if they didn't bring on their special teams at that point in time, they weren't going to get another shot at this. They was not going to get another shot at it, period. You couldn't get it because if you ran the ball, you had no timeouts. You couldn't bring your special teams on.
Or had a bit of
quick,
I knew that. You
couldn't scramble. You scramble.
That's right.
But coach, when I get you on the sideline, I'm going to tell you, hey, listen, worst come to worst, throw the ball away. Don't scramble and try to make something spectacular. We're already in field goal range. Let our field goal kicker come out and win the ball game for us. But don't scramble because if they sack you in the field play,
you're done. Why we saw the kicker coming out first.
Yeah.
Maybe Coach Smith was just thinking, let me just end it here. Just to avoid that scenario, but it is the magnitude of the game.
You put that pressure on a young quarterback.
Right.
You put that pressure on a young quarterback to make a play in that situation when this guy's probably thinking, I want to make the big play.
And that might be there. As good as a team as Miami Central is, that's where they got to quickly develop.
That's where the maturity level got to come up.
We know they can run it, and they can hang in there with the best of them. And on the other side, you know, way away hanging in there and busting right through the line.
Exactly.
They needed to do that. You knew they needed to put on pressure, and they just busted right through the line and did what they had to do to keep that winning streak alive.
Booker T, when they saw him scrambling, they knew, guess what? If we sack this guy, game is over, because they can't get the special teams on fast enough. They couldn't get them on fast enough for that. And I knew that.
What a game, Tony.
What a game. This is what you come to South Florida for, to watch this kind of football. And you're watching it here on South Florida Sports Network.
That's right. And
True
Tony,
Network.
Want to thank you for having you here on our first broadcast. Also, we had the good folks at EA Sports provide our network connection today for us, and also provide the nice slick graphics that you see there. It makes it look like a Madden football game. These are the guys at Team One EA Sports. We've partnered with them, and all our broadcasts will have the same type of quality, and also the great play-by-play by you, Tony Sands. It's going to be a fun season, and we're going to have many more of these. We're going to have many more of these. Now, I will tell you, we have our documentary crew there on the field, and we're going to have a more in-depth view of that last play.
You get a chance to see in-depth of how these guys' eyes looked when that play developed, and when that play ended. You'll get a chance to see excitement
and the disappointment. And that's what you say. We got the cameras out there, you know, our own little version of Hard Knocks.
Exactly.
You know, or NFL films, like I like to call it Footballville, like my good friend Daryl Streeter calls it. This is Footballville.
This is Footballville. They
yes, sir.
Say what they want about the other places, but this is true Footballville.
This is it. This is it. Can't get any better than this. And for us here at South Florida Sports Network, Manny Espinal and Tony Sands, thank you for tuning in with us today. And we're signing off. And, you can watch it live right after this broadcast.
After this broadcast.
Thank you, guys.